Welcome to the Passionpreneur Podcast. This is the show where every week we teach you how to make a living doing what you love and how to get paid for what you know by building passion-driven revenue streams. I am your host, Ryan C. Greene. You can follow me on all social media at RodGSpeaks. If you're an entrepreneur, a leader in your field, a dreamer who needs help putting it all together, or simply aspire to be more in life than you've been, this is the show for you. If you haven't done so already, make sure you click the follow or subscribe button on whatever podcast player you're listening to us on right now. We're on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, you name it. Follow us, leave a comment, and share the episode with your friends. Don't keep all this goodness to yourself. Help your circle around you grow with you. So we are ready to jump into another show. We have an exciting guest on today. We're going to talk about this is going to be something I know everyone has had a time in their life where they've had an idea for a product that they wanted to create. And they said, if I only had a way to get this out of my head and create this invention, I'd be a millionaire by now. So today we have an inventor on the show. Today we have a young man who is going to share his journey with us as an inventor and talk about that process and just some exciting things he has coming up right now. So you want to pull out your notepad, take out your pen, get ready to take some good notes. I want to introduce Mr. Sugar McMillan. Welcome to the show, Sugar.
Thank you. I am really happy to be here, Ryan.
Awesome. It is great to have you here. It's been a long time since we've talked, but it's great to see that you are still out there making things happen as an inventor. I met you, I don't know how long, it was a long time ago now, but you were in it then and reached out and still are doing some phenomenal things. So we want to talk about all that you're doing. Before we jump into it, let's introduce you to our audience. Tell them who Sugar McMillan is and what it is that you do.
My name is Sugar Paris McMillan. Originally from New York, moved to Maryland, Baltimore area to go to Morgan State University after the Air Force. I was an Air Force firefighter for 8.5 years. Created my first product, which was a pillow for women so that when they sleep, they don't mess up their hair. An incredible experience. And to give you an idea of the time, MySpace was really popping then. So there was no Facebook, YouTube. It was about going and making relationships. And now I've created a product for dogs. It is a docking station, very chic, well-designed docking station to allow your dogs to be a part of the environment without dominating the environment, which means you don't have to separate your dogs behind gates or put your dogs in crates. We found out that for 99% of the dogs out there, that causes anxiety. So this product allows your dog to be a part of everybody while you work on lowering the dog's anxiety.
Wow. Now that's awesome. We're going to get a little more into the specific invention, but I want to talk first about your journey because you talked about how your first product was a item for women's hair, and I remember that as soon as you said it, I said I remember the pillow. I remember it. So talk to us about. Let's start from the beginning. Let's talk about what it was when you realized that you were destined to be an inventor, and how you came up with that first product. And then maybe we'll jump into some of the similarities or differences when you move to the most recent product. So let's talk about the pillow and starting that journey as a brand new inventor. What was that like for you?
A lot of fire, a lot of passion, a lot of knowing that I have something that could really help out the community. Also have a profit behind it. So to answer your question and kind of go back a little bit, I didn't realize this until recently. when I look back into my past, my first product that I've ever like came out with, I was in the third grade.
Wow.
I was in Germany. Yeah. Third grade Germany, right? And this is a guy who has, who's had behavior problems, ADHD. So procrastination was my strength. 20 minutes, I created a phone. It was a phone. I took a siphon from a fish tank, my father's fish tank, and I put 2 Avion bottles on the back of it and took this 20-foot siphon, put some tape on it, and when you came to my booth, I was talking to other people in other booths. And then I made a 3-way. I made a 3-way where I could talk to 2 other people in 2 different booths. I won the science project in third grade, and would you believe, for years I forgot about it.
Wow.
People ask, well, how and why is this in you? Well, I come from a huge family on my father's side, a huge family, and one of the things, like when dinner time was around, you got, 12 grandkids about to eat. Well, the cups, I would always be last, and the cups would disappear, the plates would disappear. And I really think where it began was, if you don't have a cup, what do you use? Well, I went and used an old mayonnaise jar with my glass. I needed a plate. I used the old pie where they put the pies, the aluminum foil like they put the pies in.
Right.
And I had my plate, and I had my glass. And from there, when I was younger, I think that's when things said, okay, you can make solutions for your problems. The pillow, I was contracting after I got out of the military. I was contracting, and I was on my way to Hawaii, and I was just left my family. I'm sitting in a seat, and I see this guy with one of those airplane pillows, and there's a person in the back who's complaining to the stewardess that her hair was going to get messed up. And I'm looking at the guy with the pillow, and I'm listening to her, and I'm thinking about my family all at one time. And I was like, oh my God, why is there no pillows for women who don't want to mess up their hair? I'm on this plane, and I was like, I can't wait. I took out a napkin, and I'm drawing sketches. I'm on this secluded island in the South Pacific for months. And that is when I said, yo, I got nothing but time. And I went and I sold my first pillow. And I was like, oh, snap, it works. and that's how that came along.
Wow, awesome. Now let's fast forward now, because let's talk about the dog item that you had. And this is not your first pet item, right? Like, or because I know I talked to you at some other point, you were doing something else with dogs, or maybe you changed the name of them. I'm not sure. So talk to us about how you then transitioned into where you are now and what exactly is that you've invented.
So at first, if you remember, it was called Sit and Stay.
Right.
Because every time I put a dog on it, they would sit and stay. Kind of cheesy, but what I've come to, and this is how, for inventors, I want people to understand that as you continue to get intimate with your project, with your book, with your movie, your titles may change, your names may change as it gets better, as time goes on, and as you check those trademarks.
Absolutely. I got a couple people right now I got to check on using my stuff that I got trademarked. So, but that's another show, another story. But they're gonna get a letter from me real soon.
Soon. Cease and desist immediately.
Absolutely. So what is the so it's it was a sit and stay, and now it's called the original dog hook, right?
The name of my company is called The Original Dog Food.
Okay.
And the reason why I knew that is because I wanted to make original type of hooks. So to be engraved into our community. Not only is the way that we approach dogs and now accept dogs into our family is changing, but also the way that our dogs are embedded into the community has changed. One out of every 4 commercials now has a dog in it. There's only 2 products, the top 2 products that are recession proof. Do you know what they are?
I'm going to assume one of them has to do with dogs.
Absolutely. Do you know what the other one is?
No.
Alcohol.
Wow. So what, alcohol and dog food? Is that what we're saying?
Not dog food, dogs.
Oh, just dogs, period. Okay, cool. Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yes. Recession proof. Can you believe that?
That sounds like a country song. Just my beer and my dog.
A beer and my dog, right? Yeah, man. Incredible species. Incredible species. And the more that I got into this, I really got to get more into the psychology of how they act, how they respond, and their language. It became an obsession. While I was creating this, I was in grad school for mental health psychology, and at the time we were doing CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy. And my lady and her daughter were in the kitchen. I think at the time I was dog sitting, right? I mean, if you do a product, it was incredible because I had test subjects all day, every day.
Right.
One day, man, I used to have like 14, 15 dogs in the house. No fighting, no peeing, no nothing. I would walk outside with no leashes. I really began to understand their psychology and their language. And what I mean about their language, I'm gonna tell you the moment that really expanded my mind. One day, the ladies are in the kitchen, and they was telling this dog to sit, and the dog would not sit. And I came in there playing around, and I said, "Siéntate," and the dog sat down. And it hit me, and I said, well, what language do dogs speak?
Mm-hmm.
Well, dogs are like multilingual. They speak Chinese, they speak Russian, they speak American, they speak Spanish. But what is their first language? Their first language is dog. So, a friend of mine saw the relationship that I had with my own personal dog. Well, the dog that I brought for my lady, and he said, "Can you please train my dog like yours?" Now, of course, brother, I said, "Sure, no problem." As soon as I got home, one of the other dogs that I brought for my lady had her first monarchy. Period. Right? There's blood right there at the door. I'm bringing home to train a beagle who is in a cage for 23 hours a day, who has so much pent up energy. And the first thing this dog smells when he comes into the house was blood. How do you lower his anxiety so that you can begin to train? Right? So then it hit me. I put the dog upstairs, right? And what happens when you separate the dog and you put him downstairs, outside? What do most dogs do?
I don't know. I don't have a dog. They bark?
They bark. What else do? They scratch at the door.
Yeah.
They and I'm saying to myself, why are they doing it, right? Why are they, what is this behavior? Well, this behavior is simple. Dogs are pack animals. Mm-hmm. They want to be around people. Dogs are territorial. They just want to smell, see what it is, and then go about their way. But the reason why we separate our dogs when somebody knocks at the door, let me go put my dog up. The reason why we separate them is because of the behavior. We don't want the unwanted behavior. We don't want to have to deal with, this German Shepherd humping this man's leg.
Right.
So we separate them, right? We don't know how they're going to act. It's the unwanted behaviors from us. So I said, is there a way I can keep this dog around us without having all of these behaviors? When company come over, when you just trying to chill, dog jumping on the couch, dog over here, dog over there, would you slow down? Will you chill and take a seat? So, so I went to Home Depot. I got some wood and fabric and some wheels, and I put together this box, big, ugly box. Listen, inventors, let me tell you something. Your first product, the first time you do it, you're only doing it to see if it works. You're not doing it for aesthetics.
Right.
Please listen. Everyone wants to think that the first time they do it, it's going to come out the box and it's going to be great. I created this box. I put weights in it. I had a T-ball stand in it. And I was like my first sitting stay. It was ugly. It was ugly. But as like one of my little sayings go, dog on it, it worked. Just put the dog on it, and it worked. And the dogs were able to come to the dog, smell, have their form of communication. And when that dog wanted to mount or start acting crazy, the other dogs would be like, peace, I'm out. I'm good. Wow. It was the easiest way of training that dog. I could sit on the couch. I could be over here. We could have company over. Correct. The only limit that this dog had to move was how far this leash was. So it was tethered to this product. The product could move from room to room. We could move the product, but the dog couldn't move the product. And it was like, oh, wow, I got it. But it was ugly. And it was super hard to get manufactured. I couldn't figure out the weight. It took years to find out the weight. I went to China to speak with manufacturers. I went to Pittsburgh. I went to the Carolinas. I went to Kansas. And everybody said, no, it won't work. No, it won't work. No, it won't work. And that it would be not cost effective. So I ended up continuously, like if you look on the internet, you can see the product and how the product changed. Continuously working in perfecting the little nuances, the color, the mounting, the strength, the pencil, the shape, the design, keeping everything, relatively the same. I want it to be strong and safe. I want it to be millennial type. And what I mean by that is millennials nowadays, Ryan, they want everything customized for themselves. You know what I mean? They want stickers on their laptop, on their phone. They want, they everything, they want to be able to customize it. So I wanted to make this product a product that goes with the decor of their home. Either they can blend in or they can blend out and, mix, match, and stuff like that. And still move from room to room, but still have the stability of having their dog in a certain location without separation of a gate or a crate.
Right. So let's fast forward now. What's been the response now that you've had? How long have you actually had the product, the finished version of the product out, and how were you able to take it to market?
Oh man, yo, let me tell you something. The story isn't actually. a God-given story. If y'all ever want to know, maybe y'all go to my YouTube and see how I actually got the money. If it is nothing but God that helped me get to that point. What was your question again?
How long has the actual finished product been out, and what was your steps to actually get it to market?
Okay, so I think I'm going on a year and a half of maybe maybe 2 years right now of having a finished product. And even when I thought it was finished, it wasn't finished, right? There's so many nuances that. So see here, for all of y'all that's listening, I'm gonna share the game with y'all, right? Most people go online and need to find out and pay for this. There's UPC codes. There's testing that has to be done, right? There's insurance that you have to get. When you're coming out with a product and you're getting it packaged, they go through a drop test. If it drops, is it going to hurt somebody? They do a bump test. Will it fall over and hurt somebody? Will it fall down and damage?
At 5 o'clock.
It has been, let me see, about a year and a half, almost 2 years since the product has been completed. Maybe about a year since everything was right. And that's, you're not just talking about your online presence, but you're talking about distribution, you're talking about supply chain, you're talking about getting your UPC codes, you're talking about getting your insurance, you're talking about what else? You're talking about sending it to get evaluated. You're talking about doing the hard stuff and finding, getting in catalogs and going on TV shows and getting the word out there. And that is the balance. So if you are a new inventor, one of the hardest things is to get people to see your product. But in a world where technology is moving so fast, how do you do that, right? You just put it on Facebook? Are you serious? Mm-hmm. What do you do? I mean, putting it on Facebook and hoping that, this person will share it and that person will share it is almost ludicrous, because it's like going into the middle of the Pacific and crying. What did that water do for the ocean? Nothing. How do you, it's about algorithms. It's constantly, it's blogs. It's learning what algorithms and what blogs have the most engagement. It's about staying up late at night when everyone is asleep and sending out letters to distributors and to suppliers and to radio stations and TV stations. It's about getting 997 no's.
That's right.
It's that type of struggle. It's that type of struggle. And mind you, most of this I did while sleeping in my car. No lie.
Wow. Well, you got to share that with us. What do you mean? Literally in your car? What share with us that journey, man.
So, as you know, my name is Sugar McMillan, and that's a great name, but not for corporate. I will go to jobs, and because of my name, I was discriminated all over, especially during the Me Too era. People will be like, this person ain't gonna want to call you Sugar, because they call their husband or their wife that, and it feels a little, unnatural. This one person said, brother, I know you got a master's degree and you got secret clearance, but, ain't nobody gonna want to call you to say, hey, Sugar, we need you to come brief the colonel. It's just not gonna happen, right? So I was the guy with all of this skills and stuff, but nobody wanted to get next to, right? So I finally got a job in Columbia, Elk Ridge, Columbia area, and I walked in on my birthday, and they said, "Thank you for everything, but we're not going to need you no
Wow. Wow.
more." And I'm thinking about my woman, like, how do I come back home and tell my woman I just got to let go of you? And as a man, I don't know if it was a breakdown, a breakthrough, um, but something was happening. You know what I mean? And people were going to hate me for this. I went home. I grabbed everything I could, and out of embarrassment, I packed my car for whatever could fit, and I left. I had no idea where I was going. Right? I got in the car and I started driving to California. I was like, "What am I doing?" Couple lefts, and I ended up in Hampton, Virginia.
Wow.
I ended up in Hampton, Virginia. My uncle. I needed some man love, some strength. I needed to hear from God, and still got the same clothes. I had the same clothes on for 2.5 weeks, brother, and I'm going through it, not eating. What is going on? Trying to find this purpose in life, but the only thing that's going good is this, right?
Mm-hmm.
I got prototypes coming in, this and that. You know, I'm doing business plans and all this, which meant absolutely jack. So one day, I'm in Hampton, Virginia. I know you know Hampton pretty well.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, pirate. And I go down to go look for this church that I used to go to, and I'm lost. Like, I'm lost. I'm in the hood. Like, you know, you in the hood when, like, the buildings all lean and everybody's good with it. The row houses. You know you in the hood when nobody in 7-Eleven got dental. And I come in, and I'm standing behind the person, and the man, and I'm like, "Excuse me, sir, I'm looking for a church." And he goes, and I'm like, "Is it raining? Is it raining?" I asked the lady, she tells me to come outside, and she's giving me directions. "All right, you can go over these train tracks, and then you're going to take a left. No, don't go that way. You're going to go this way, and at the second stop sign, you're going to take a right, and then you're going to take a," something. As soon as I said that, this woman pulls up in this car. And I go, "Excuse me, do you know where a church is?" And she goes, "My daddy's a pastor." I go, "Is he good?" I end up going to this man's church. This man, James Chambers, is a pastor in Hampton, Virginia. The weirdest church I've ever been to in my life. 4 people was in this church, brother. 4 people in the congregation. It was 2 pastors up front and his wife. His wife was the usher, the music ministry, the cooking ministry. She was everything, all in one. Come to find out that he was at the same base as me in at Andrews Air Force Base. We just had a lot in common. And I wasn't coming there, looking for money. I told you I was coming to look for God.
Right.
And I'm in Virginia trying to look for a job. And if you know, looking for a job is a job.
Absolutely.
And in that area, the only jobs is you're either at a fast food, you're working for the Navy Yards or the military or the college. That's really it in that area. And one day he said on the phone, remember I told you I'm getting in prototype after prototype. And I would send it to him because he was the only person I really knew there. And it was just good. And we would pray together and he would tell me things. And one day he says, "Hey, are you looking for an investor?" Man, I was at Morgan State University. An investor, you're going to need, a business plan, executive summary, 28 pages, something, blah, blah, blah. Nah. He asked me again. A couple weeks later, I said, "Nah." Remember, I'm still looking for jobs, and I'm doing this all day, every day. outside of this. This is not what's inside of me. I need I need whatever that God put inside of me to come out. So one day I'm thinking, and I remember this story about a man being on a roof and the water was coming up, and he was praying to God, saying, God, please save me from this situation. So a boat came. He said, I'm waiting on God. And then a helicopter came with a ladder. No, I'm waiting on God. He ended up dying, drowning, and got to heaven. He said, God, I prayed for you. Why you ain't come save me? He said, I sent you a boat and a helicopter.
Right.
So I was thinking about this. So I said, Jesus, if this man asks me one more time, I'm going to say yes. About a week later, it was on a Tuesday, he asked me, he said, you sure you're not looking for investors? I said, yes. He gave me $15,000 with no contract.
Wow.
And it's been my biggest support. And that is how I got my product. And came back to Maryland, slept in my car outside of a manufacturing company, Fab Pro, and Antoine Hutchinson. He took me inside and did at least like $2,000 worth of work, 5 hours, redesigning my product for me from plastic to metal, which I mean, if you know about blow molding and rotor molding, because originally I had my product in plastic. We redesigned it in metal, which was sturdier, USA, right here. Now, watch this. I went to another country. I went to 4 other states. My manufacturer was 3 exits from where I left.
Wow.
3 exits from where I left. And the only African-American man that gave me an opportunity.
Right.
Person, period. So I got the product. I'm still sleeping in my car. Me and my dog, month after month after month. And so then I called a friend who God put me in a position where they were Christians and entrepreneurs. What better place to be?
Awesome.
The Coopers, James and Regina Cooper, have an incredible business and are just so on fire for God. Well, I have this product, but you know what I needed then? I needed packaging. My packaging company is $1 million packaging company that was literally in Baltimore, across the street from where I was staying. $1 million company called Alpha Graphics or something like that on Lock Raven Boulevard. Who knew?
Right.
Yeah. A lot of that time, sleeping in the cars, just sleeping, working, going to go to Shark Tank. Another thing, I went to the New York Shark Tank, the Philly Shark Tank, DC Shark Tank. Let me tell you about Philly. I'm standing in line. I met 2 people, one dude from New York, 2 dudes from New York. One dude loved my product so much. While I'm in line, bro, sends me $1,500.
What? Wow.
$1,500. This is an incredible product. I want you to get this trademarked. Here's this. Didn't ask for money, didn't ask for anything, haven't spoken to him since. As a matter of fact, he was a jerk.
Wow. Look, I want to fast forward though, because now where we are, you've got something exciting coming up. You're on you'll be featured on a television show, the Everyday Edison. So let's talk about that before we get out of here. Tell us about, where you are with that and what we can expect to see on Everyday Edisons.
So Everyday Edison is a show about inventions. 200,000 people applied, and they got 24 people from around the country to come pitch their product to a company called Everyday Edison. Everyday Edison is a company about everyday people who are inventors. The show was supposed to premiere on Amazon Prime, which I think it may still, but I know that it is on crack. The premiere was supposed to be February 11th, which is Edison's birthday. What they did was they went back one season, and that premiered February 11th. Our show will actually come on March 11th. This show is about how to bring a product to market. So they have all these people, some with prototypes, some with just napkins, some with products ready to go. 5 days, you sit with a marketer. You sit with somebody in the legal aspect for your patent, your trademark. You sit with a graphic designer. You also sit with someone in the mechanics, the design, the aesthetics of the product. And then on the 5th day, it is almost like a Shark Tank meets, what is this? Shark Tank meets Chop. If you know about the food show Chop,
Yep.
3 people, yeah. And then you stand up, you pitch to them, and at the end, somebody wins. They've won 28 Emmys on PBS, and now they're coming mainstream on Prime and Crackle. Yeah, it was an incredible experience. I've been on Shark Tank, I've been on Elevator Pitch, and now Everyday Edison. And just to be around people like you, I guess you got to think of it. If you're an author and you go to a place and there's nothing but authors, or if you're a musician, and all of y'all, you can vibe on a different level. Your brain is different, right? These are your people.
Right.
It was an incredible experience. It's coming on March 11th. And I hope you have an opportunity to support and see what I've brought to market.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, for those who are listening who might be interested in trying to support you, want to get more information and follow you, let us have the contact information, or you have a website or anything like that where they can go and get more information about the dog hook and about you in general.
Sure. My website is theoriginaldoghook.com. Very easy. The name of my product is called Easier. This is my first product. I have 3 others that are on my product line that will be coming out. I'm on Amazon, The Original Dog Hook on Amazon. I'm The Original Dog Hook. I'm on eBay, eStay. Where else am I? Got a couple affiliates out there. I'm in 14 Ace hardware stores. I'm in 14 of them. I'm in 32 canine, police canine units. We're trying to do, hopefully, this product will be in the airports. Every airport now has an area for your dog. I'm in I'm in the hundreds as far as cafes and stores. In Baltimore, in DC, in Philadelphia, maybe about 11 or 12 in New York. I'm in veterinarian establishments, groomers, like I said, cafes. It hit me. A lot of people with dogs, they'll go to the cafe and get coffee with their friends and whatever. What do they do with their leashes? They step on their leashes. They put their leashes up under the table. People with dogs, they're going into a store. What do? They find a gate or something close, and they tie their dog up to the gate or to the pole and go into the store. So I wanted to give them something that was unique, something that could fit any type of leash, still with a great design. So again, Instagram, the original dog hook, Twitter, the original dog hook, um, Facebook, the original dog hook. I also have a personal page, Sugar P McMillan. People contact me all the time and ask me for training tips or questions about the product. And I'm also on YouTube. Lots of videos, about 20 something videos and testimonials on YouTube as well.
All right. Wonderful, man. Well, that sounds good. Sugar, it's definitely always a pleasure talking to you. We wish you the best with the original dog hook, man.
Man, thank you for having me. If anybody like to reach out and contact me, they can do so at the original dog hook at gmail.com. A lot of people are paying for information just to start, and as young inventors, it is difficult for them to come up with money. So I help a lot of people. Get started. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to me. I'm here, and I'll hold your hand and walk you through it. Because I know I wish I had somebody to do that with me both times.
Right. Of course. All right. Well, thank you so much, man. We'll talk to you real soon.
Man, you have a great day.
You too. And that's going to do it for this week's episode of the Passionpreneur Podcast. If you liked it, tell someone else about it. Go ahead and share it out. And also make sure you click that subscribe button and follow us and listen to every week's episode. I am your host, Ryan C. Greene. You can reach me at www.ryancgreene.com. Follow me on all social media at Raji Speaks. I look forward to working with you, talking to you soon. And just remember, if the best part about going to work is getting off of work, it's time to become a passionpreneur.